Okay, hi. How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. This happy Memorial Day for those who live in America. Um, give a few minutes here for people to get logged in before we get started. So let me know if you can see me and hear me and everything. Make sure everything's good. All right, there's somebody typing at least. So how's everyone doing? You guys have a good weekend? Have a good week? It's been kind of crazy for me. Like, okay, so what had happened was we we've been working on the store and working on the store on the webpage, just trying to work on that. And like every time we would get somewhere, um, some new problem would pop up, and we finally just had to accept the fact that we've taken that as far as we can do it with what our skill level is. And I always figured it would be easy and it should be easy, but like these things, I don't know, they don't make them as user friendly as they used to. So um, we finally just decided we needed to hire somebody to build the store. So to raise money for that, that's why we had the sale, and it was like a very quick conversation and decision to do that. So, but we decided we also needed to upload everything, all of the listings that have been taken down, so that we could then download all of the information at once. Because if they're inactive, their information is stored separately, and you don't have the um, thing anyway. So we just thought we're going to put them all up. We'll have a sale. We'll have everything up. People can get everything they want, and then it almost like within just hours, somebody like went to Etsy and reported us. So it's obviously someone that's in the group who's doing it. Some snitch, right? Like they just whatever. So I had to take those down, but you know we still got we got accomplished what we needed to as far as getting the information up. So all that stuff will be in the store in a couple of weeks. So I hope people were able to grab them while they could. But if you weren't able to, it'll be there soon. It's like we're gonna have a really low turnout today with Memorial Day weekend. So we'll see how that goes. We'll give people a few more minutes before we get started. And we're losing people. this is this is fun. Um, I don't know. You guys got any stories or anything? Any success stories that you want to share while we're waiting? But yeah, for those who don't know, this is a pretty big holiday in America. Um, it's Memorial Day, and a lot of people like go out and have today's like barbecue and going to the beach and picnics, and it's kind of the unofficial first day of summer or first weekend of summer. So yeah, a lot of people are out with their families, and of course, like there's like um, it is Memorial Day, so for the fallen, those who soldiers who fell in service. So there's a lot of memorial and then stuff like that, and people go to cemeteries and things. So yeah, it's not weird that there's less people here today. It's kind of one of those days where people tend to be outside doing something. So, all right, well, I guess this is who we're gonna have. So Um, we'll go ahead and still do it. Interesting thing is, like, I started to feel a little bad right before I hit that go button, and um, and then we have a low turnout, and then we have, I don't know, it's might be time to. I don't think I did my protections and everything this morning. Sundays are. But yeah, this seems suspicious. This is the kind of thing that makes me suspicious of someone's um, trying to launch an attack. Kind of not so much the turnout, but the like right before, like in the minutes right before leading up to this, I suddenly felt bad. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this or not. And now that I'm here, I feel much better. It's like, okay, I overcame that, and like now I'm fine. But that's the kind of thing that makes me suspicious. Like, um, oh, did you? Yeah, like fuck those people. That's all I can say, man. It's like get over it. He's been gone a while now, and it should be obvious that by now we're not trying to profit off of him. Like, yeah, like we're I don't have any of his stuff. I'm not doing any of his stuff. I'm not doing any of it. And like they're still mad at me for some reason. And it's like, I mean, now it's because I was more honest about who he was and what he was doing. And then they don't. They're mad at me for insulting their little cult leader. But it's like, get over it. Like it's so annoying. But yeah, Eden actually did a reading for me yesterday, and she was saying, yeah, there's someone um, attacking or starting an attack. It's not one of them, but it's someone who sees me as competition and lurks in the group. And I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I don't want to say because while I do readings and I listen to to readings and stuff like that, um, I'm always like hesitant to give like supernatural evidence against somebody, and yeah, so we'll just leave it at that. But that's just there's just so many, like this is the problem with like working in the occult in any kind of public way is that man, people have the biggest egos, and big egos tend to mean like being real petty. And anytime someone starts getting successful and they're not successful, they just lash out, and it's just the most childish for like the most childish type things. It's just ridiculous. So, um, but anyway, we will keep going, and that is how you beat these people, not by cursing them into oblivion, but by succeeding and just doing better and being better, not falling down to their level of petty. So let's take a moment and center ourselves. Take a few deep breaths. We're going to start, for those that have the prayer, we're going to start with the sign of the cross and then the call to prayer. We call on the eternal existence, the divine speech, and the holy children. O Zakir Baltozir, Laugeth, Ad Lil Yokam. Come, so, hold on. Come, I call you. Call all to us. Make us one in God. Glorify God. Rejoice with us. Bless us and invite and unite our fellowship. Make our hearts a holy temple and our minds a holy throne. Open the temple of our spirit and dwell within us, O God. Let our thoughts be immaculate light and our gratitude become an unconquerable power. Make us one as God is one. Kamsil, Zakar Olna, Zakar Nan, Eno Nan Elyad, Sobam Yal, Avavago Nan, Lopnan, Olsobom, Eno Nansia, Bas Gim Lil Adnan, Sia Odanil, Zakar Bas Gim Nan Sia, Ad Tobu, Nan Yad, Noas, Nan Kazgan Pul Adnan, Avavago, Nana Samfal Toag, Eno Nanel, Az Yadel. We're going to go down. First, we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to do the prayer for exorcism. So this is for Deanne here, who feels like she's under attack, and I'm under attack, and just for anybody who's under attack. And as I'm reading this, kind of start off of how that feeling, kind of get that feeling of what it feels like, that anger or that whatever, however it makes you feel to be under attack. Feel that, and then transform it into gratitude, and then also visualize like something happening. You were either cutting that cord or you're pulling that cord. That cord is getting pulled out, or it's like maybe not. You're not doing it yourself, but like the angels are coming, or the divine hand is reaching down and it's pulling that cord out of you and all the attachments, and purifying you, and just some kind of something like that. I call upon the ever-living God, the ruling God, the Most High, God Almighty in power. I call upon unconquerable power, the guardians of all the heavens, the earth, and the giver of life. I call upon the governor of justice, judgment, and thunder. I call upon all who glorify perfect brightness, to make judgment upon darkness, cast down and bind, cast down and preserve, and give all of them to me. Cast down and bind to darkness. Cast down and bind the sorcerers. Cast down and bind the unjust. Preserve the holy children. Establish the holy children of brightness and righteousness. Zakar ol Yaad, Yodan, Yaidan, Yabalto Pa'id. Zakar ol Samf Ta'ag, Zamfga, Madriax, Keosk, Ad Ta'oag. Zakar ol Pir, Voan, Zikle Ad Gra, Ga Za Ga Ol Nam Sambol, Kazgan Ga, Ad Ino Zikle Ors, Tax Ad Keys, Gia, Gia, Ad Zam Gia, Gia Ad Gia Olag Ol, Tax Ad Keys Ors, Tax Ad Keys Loholo, Tax Ad Keys Dorfa, Zorm Lil Yolkam, Keys Lil Yolkam Ga, Kazgan A Va Oan. And now the prayer for protection. O eternal living God, powerful and most high, holy, everlasting and strong, we call upon you and we glorify God. Shield us from all things. Bless us and guard us. Shatter darkness and break the wicked and silence the unjust. Be friendly with us. Dwell with us in heaven and earth. Truth and justice eternal from the Creator God. We give thanks, we are blessed, and we rejoice. Yoyad Pa'id Yaida Lil Baltoad Samf. Zakar non sobal yald, Lukal non ga lap, non ad zomet, Pire ors, Pire loholo, ad zikle, Dorfa, Gorge non tabu, non madriax ad kaask, Laiyad Veawan Balto, Olag Yad, Olag Nan, Lapnan, Avavago Nan. Now sending the energy of protection. Just send this to wherever you feel like you need it in your life. Whatever feels like is under attack. I don't know about you. I felt that felt good. I felt a lot better. Okay, here we go. The prayer for health and healing. O eternal most high, perfect and everlasting in power, we call upon you, we glorify God. Make us to flourish in joy and brightness. Bless us, preserve our strength, and bind us together. Be friendly with us, dwell with us in holiness and abundance. Call and shatter the darkness, and shield us from all things. We give thanks, we rejoice, and we are blessed. Yoyad Yaida, Kazgan Baltoald, Somf, Zakar Nan Sobom Yad, Eno Nan, Avavago, Od Kazgan, Lopnan, Zomen Sof, Od Kisnan, Zorge Nan, Tubble Nan, Lil Od Balt, Zakar Pire Orz, Lukal Nanga, Olagnan, Avavago, Nan, Lapnan. This is the energy of healing. The prayer for love, friendship, and belonging. O holy God of justice, brightness, and joy, we call upon you, we glorify God. Bless us and be friendly with us. Make union in heaven and earth. Break division, call beauty, and bind us in fellowship. Call forth one in beauty and make us one. Summon treasures to me, holiness to all joy. Truth and justice, glorify us with protection. We give thanks, we rejoice, and we are blessed. Yadam Lil Vaoan, Gazgan Od, Avavago, Zarkarnan, Sobam Yad Lapnan O Zorge Nan, Enon Madriax Ad Kaosk, Pire Lonchi, Zakar Pugo, Ad Kis Nan Sobol, Zakar El Pugo, Enon Nan El, Balt Zakar Ol, La Ga Avavago, La Iad Veawan, Sobam Nan, Lukal, Olag Nan, Avavago Nan, Lap Nan. And this is the energy of love and belonging. And the prayer for wealth and abundance. O eternal most high, power holy and everlasting, we call upon you, we praise God. Bless us with all treasures, brightness, and power. We call upon you to break open all riches in the heavens. Rejoice with us, be friendly with us, and shield us from darkness. Bless us, O Creator of all. Our souls give thanks and blessing. O Yad Yaida, Samf Lil Balto, Zakarnan Sobam Yald, Lapnan, Gabalit, Kazgan Ol Samf, Zakar Ol Pire, Gabalt Ad Madriax, Avavago Nan, Zorgenan, Luke House Ors, Lapnan, Olag Zad, Zoda, Me Zodemata, Yadan Nan, Zomed Lap. This is the energy of prosperity. All right, the Enochian prayer for magical and psychic power. O Most High, God of power, wisdom, and truth, we call upon you, we glorify God. Govern us in wisdom and call me a seer. Make us true and perfect treasures. Be friendly with us and shield us from darkness and injustice. Bless us with power and let us rejoice. We give thanks for wisdom and protection. Ya Ida, Yadan, Samf Gahoakma, Ola Yad, Zakar Nan, Sobam Yad, Pir Nan, Gahoakma, Zakar O Loholo, Eno Nan Latyad, Ad Kazgan Bout, Zorgan Nan Lokal, Nan Ors, Ad Dorfa, Lapnan Saf, Ad Avavago Nan, Olag Nan, Gahoakma Nan, Zomet Nan. This energy is sent to transform you into a psychic, removing blockages to your magic. Just imagine it flowing through you and opening you up to your psychic and magical abilities. The Enochian prayer for righteous leaders and justice. O ruling God of justice, power, truth, and everlasting light, we call upon you and we glorify God. Govern our fellowship and make the weak a brotherhood. Break the wicked, judge the unjust and darkness. Preserve the lowly, bless us, and bind the lowly ones in oneness. Establish justice for all, let God rule everlasting. We give thanks, we are preserved, and we are justice. Yadan Va'oan, Samf Lat Yad Balto, Zakarnan Sobam Yald, Pirnan Sobel, Ad, Eno Sobol, Lonchi, Pire Leholo, Zigle Dorfa, Ad or Zomt Lonchi, Lapnan Kis El Lonchi, Kis Vavago Ga, Pir Yad Balto, Olagnan Zomednan, Va'oan Nan. The prayer for freedom from oppression. I call upon God Almighty, the Most High, the ruling God and unconquerable power. I call for judgment upon darkness, to bind all injustice, to cast down and to bind all suffering of the lowly. Have mercy on us, preserve us, and make us powerful. Let us govern ourselves, and establish us to govern the earth. Shine the light of your face, grant us wisdom, and perfect our spirit. Make us holy, and give us joy and glorify us. Zakar ol yad balto pa'id, ya'ida, yadan ol samf ta'ag, Zakar ol zikles or kis ga dorfa ad tax ad kis gan lanshipul, preol zomed ol ad ino ol samf pure ol ad kis ol pure ka'ask, Zakar odam, lap ol gahoakma, ad kazgan ol sia, olag ola vavago, ad soban mi ol. We're going to skip down to the prayer for wisdom and divine union. O God most high, wisdom bright and holy, we call upon you, we glorify God. Make us wisdom and divine truth. Join our spirit as one and bind us in heaven and earth. Be friendly with us, rejoice with us, and bless us. Wisdom is power and holiness, and we give thanks. Yad Ya'ida, Gahoakma Kazgan Lil, Zakarnan Sobam Yad, Ino Nan Gahoakma Ad La Yad, Sia Ol Ino El, Ad Kis Nan Madiax Ad Kaask, Zorge Nan, Avavago Nan Lapnan, Gahoakma, Samf Lil Ad, Olag Nan. Okay, we're going to do the ritual for the weekly cycle. This is one that's like a guided meditation. So just close your eyes and follow along with me. If I can find the right day, there you go. This is blessing the future. To plant a silent seed of healing and coherence into the pattern of the future, anchoring the possibility of peace, charity, and balance for those who will come after us. This is a subtle magical work that acknowledges long cycles of decay and renewal. You'll visualize planting a seed of light into the land, holding the intent that it will grow into truth and healing when the time is right. This is a gift given in silence, without agenda or ego. So close your eyes, take a few slow, deep breaths. Let each breath take you deeper into stillness, as if sinking into the quiet earth. Feel your presence settle into your body and into the place where you are. The statement of intent. I stand in silence and clarity. May the truth be revealed, the people be protected, and the land be healed. I ask not in anger, but in service to pattern and peace. I stand not alone. I walk with Jareth Tempest and all aligned with the La'iyad Vea One Temple, in silence and purpose. Though we are scattered, our pattern is one. Visualize a small seed of light, clear, soft, and radiant, nestling in your hands. The seed is not a wish or a command. It is a pattern of clarity and peace. Now imagine gently placing the seed into the earth beneath you. See it nestle into the soil, surrounded by quiet. Now whisper, may this land know peace again. May the children inherit a clean pattern. May what I plant today bloom in its season. Feel the seed rest in stillness, untouched by haste or fear. May what is false fall. May what is hidden be revealed. May those in danger be wrapped in truth and protection. It is done. All right, and now I'm going to do the. I'm going to call on the angels of transportation to transport us to a better timeline, a better reality where of peace and love. So just kind of set your intention that we shift the timeline. That's all you need to do for this one. Zakar o Thil ad Pir Thil Yadan Fra Herop Roth Offa ad Kis o To Thil Samf Yaida Ol Gothiel Corsel ad Pir Zakar o Thil Raas Zingen Zir Pir Zaxanen Zakar o Thil Ras Nanta Zakar o Thil Raas Mor Dia Hectiga Zakar o Thil Raas Igzeheka Zakar o Thil Raas Akimbikev Zakar o Thil Raas Ananim Zakar o Thil Raas Afra Zakar o Fra Hurap Roth Offer Zamednan Ad Pirnan Tu Chaos Gab Liorb Parks Adthil Ras Sanden Olag Namthil Ad Soba Thought Namthil Yadan. All right. So, how'd that go for everybody? Did anybody have any I don't know, just any experiences they wanted to share? Or does anybody have any just any questions or anything that they wanted to talk about? And I do want to welcome everybody for who came in a little late. That's interesting. A lot of yawning. Sorry about that. I hope that was for hope that was a sign of release and not one I was just that boring. Nothing. Okay, you guys have any questions or anything? Um, okay, yeah, that's the intense buzzing and the goosebumps and stuff. That's definitely and the electrical feeling. That's definitely that the energy will do that to you. Timeline shifts. How can you identify them magically? Synchronicities. So I used to be of the opinion that synchronicities were like omens, that they were guiding you towards something, and that there was a message. And sometimes that is true, and you have to use your own. Um, my mind skipped out on the word. And just you have to decide for yourself whether or not something is an omen for you that has a message, or a synchronicity can also simply be like for a, like they say in pop culture, a glitch in the matrix. It can just be reality. The shifting in reality can cause these weird synchronicities that they're not even specifically signs to you that that you need to follow. Like I was saying, they're not really omens; they're just signs that things are shifting and changing. So that's really the best way I can describe it. Oh, okay, yeah. The someone's asking about the latest release in the store, the Book of Omnipotence. So the I released a long time ago the Lucifer's book, and this works in the same thing. It's just a lot of people who wanted to work with Lucifer wanted. Okay, did that work? Did it come back? Okay, so it did come back. Good, good. All right, so yeah, I was talking about the Book of Omnipotence, um, and I basically took the concept of Lucifer's book and just decided I was going to do that with angels, so that people had an option who didn't want to work with Lucifer or anything demonic or anything that they might associate with demons or something. So I decided I'll do it with the Angels of Omnipotence. So I worked with them for a little bit to get to see if that would work and if they would. I'd have to get a different kind of path working and stuff. So I worked with them a little bit and got that worked out. And then I had to make the audio recording because the way it works is what I ended up doing. What it is this is not something I invented as far as the notebook and writing in it to reprogram. This is something that hypnotherapists have used for a long time. So I just took with the hypnotic suggestion that they use for that and applied it to this, as well as adding the magical component of you going to the path working to the entity and having them give you the book. And so we were empowering it on that spiritual plane as well. So it's not entirely just hypnosis, but it's also the magical. And so the way it works is it's an audio track that you listen to, and I have three versions of it. One is really long with a bunch of deepeners, and then one is shorter that doesn't have as many deepeners, and then one just works. It's actually a little bit longer, but it has it works on a binaural harmonics, which are just tones that are slightly off, and then your brain um, sends out a wave of to connect the two. So it's a good way to put you into an altered state of consciousness pretty quickly without the hypnosis induction and deepeners, which a lot of people were complaining that they were falling asleep during the Lucifer's book. So I tried to give some different options. So that's why there's one that has less of me talking as much as I could. And then there's a section where it's like today and every day for some amazing reason. Then it has like a hypnotic suggestion. I've also taken that section and cut it out and laid it as subliminals throughout the whole thing. So you're getting that induction, not induction, that hypnotic suggestion is subliminal the entire time you're listening to it. So we've got several different things happening at once in the audio. So you listen to that. You want to try to listen to it at least once every other day for 2 weeks. So for about 7 days, you're going to actually listen to it. And you're going to, there's a sigil in the manual. It's a really easy sigil to make. It's all using the glyphs of omnipotence, which are just blocky. They're real blocky. So you just put that either on the cover of a book or on the front page of a book. And then after you've listened to it, anything you write in that book, it's a manifestation or a wish book at that point. And anything you write in the book will manifest. And it is best for reprogramming your inner world, your unconscious. However, And so what I suggest is that you start with some small inner work stuff, and but then build up the more, and you build up your confidence in the book, and you build up your belief in the book, and then you can start really trying to use it to manifest um, outer changes and stuff. So so yeah, that's what that book is, and it's the same with Lucifer's book. Only Lucifer is the power behind that one, and not the angels of omnipotence. So, um, so that was up here. Let's see, I'm trying to find the questions though. So I did see someone. Okay, so someone's asked, "Is there any benefit in getting that sigil tattooed?" No, not really. What I would do if you're looking for a tattoo um, with those sigils, like go look at the sigils, like the glyphs of omnipotence. They're in my Angels of Omnipotence book. It's on Amazon, and it's got this. It's got lots of sigils all the way through. And if there's one of those that you like, you could maybe do that. But I think what the best thing would do is like make your own based off what you want. Um, I think that would work better for you since you've um, had a hand in its creation. So, if someone is stalking you in the astral and remote viewing you, what can you do to shield? So we talked about this like last week or the week before, so I'm not going to cover it as deeply. Um, but you open up all your chakras, you pull energy up from the earth, you pull energy down from the sun, and then once you get both and it fills you all the way up, just have it explode out of you and it circle around you, out of your head, around you, up into your feet, and just keep going so it makes like a torus shape around you, a ball. Um, and that's just to get your energy flowing. And then just imagine it turning psychedelic or static. And when that happens, just to know to yourself, like make a note to yourself that you're blocking psychic viewers of any kind from seeing you, and it won't necessarily keep them from seeing you, but it will send them false readings. Um, I have don't tell Eden. I tried it on her one time and it worked. She totally gave me a wrong reading one time when I was doing that, so it does work. I just also like, and if someone knows you're doing it, they can start using other stuff to kind of punch through it. But it'll definitely stop anyone who is just doing basic surveillance. If you want to keep building on that, then you would want to you could work with the demon Baal, who has you can get like an attunement with him, and you can create a ball of energy to hide you, and then just keep layering things like that. So yeah, I appreciate you guys liking the pathworking books. Um, Hopefully there'll be more coming out soon. Well, there will be more coming out soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Um, so, I mean, that's okay. So someone's asking how to break the cycle. They always end up with narcissistic or very toxic partners. So, I mean, a lot of that is going to be psychological, and you're going to want to find. Um, it's going to be, you need to do like some shadow work or whatever you might want to call that. But it's like you want to look into what are you attracted to, and then ask yourself why are you attracted to it, and keep backing. Keep going through your life and finding, is there a trauma associated with it, and then whenever you find that trauma, then you're going to work on trying to heal that trauma. And you can do that with whatever spirit is most appropriate for you for that kind of inner healing. Um, And it you do that, and then like Raziel can help with like um, thought patterns, and can help you change your thought patterns, help you just start like go again, just like go through all the different spirits and stuff, and see how they can help, like how their powers can apply to your situation, and start doing rituals with them. And you might find one that really seems to resonate with you, and then just really work with that one and go deeper with them. And um, Lilith can be a help if you work with demons. Lilith, Nama, and her other sisters. They could all help in various ways to help with that, as can just anyone that helps with like inner work. But yeah, you just want to. It's that combination of the unconscious and finding the trauma. It's almost always a trauma, something that causes you to be attracted to um, people that are that want to hurt you. Um, could also you might also I mean again it can be so many things. You just need to you got to know yourself. And one of the main things that's always for this kind of thing is like, how do you feel about yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you want good things for yourself? Like, not just on a conscious level, but an unconscious level. Is there some part of you inside that wants you to hurt and wants you to be alone, or wants you to be in these bad relationships? And you've got to work on that self love. Um, and you worked with just like you would any love spell, only for yourself and not for someone else. With that, so Venus, Aphrodite, Haniel, um, stuff like that. And then also might have issues with self confidence. You might have issues with um, just there's so many different. That's the thing. Whenever we have any problem, it's never as simple as just like, oh, I'm going to do a ritual for this one thing. It's like you've got to go in and find the where that is coming from. And so divination can help, and tarot cards and stuff, and helping you find where the problem is coming from. And this isn't just for people with attracted to narcissists or whatever. This is for every problem we have. There's almost always something inside, because here's the secret to everything. Almost everything in your life is a projection of your interior life. And I'm not saying that to like victim blame, because I've done it to myself. I'm like, and it doesn't feel like that obviously when you're in it. Like when I was in prison and alone and just miserable, the idea that I'd done that to myself in any way would have really pissed me off. But looking back, I can see that something in me needed to suffer like that to wake me up further. And so it created that reality for me. And that's really what's going on here is everything is a projection from an internal thing. So there's something in you that wants you to be there until you've healed that and you've grown from it. And so that's really why so much magic really needs to be aimed at the internal rather than the external. So you're very welcome. I'm glad that helped. It helped me too. So I hope you feel better, and hope everyone feels better from if they were getting that. And I'm sorry that those people are still out there bothering people. It just doesn't make any sense. They just need to let it go and move on with their lives. It's been too long. Life's too short to be mean and petty. Anybody got any other comments or questions? I like doing the Q&A stuff. This is it's fun for me, so don't feel like you're annoying me with your questions. Yeah, I don't understand these people. I mean, yeah, they're jealous and they're angry. They got kicked out of all the groups and everything. They thought that they were gonna sway everyone to their side, and it just didn't work that way. And now they're angry and sad, and but it's been a year, so they should. And they didn't have to be that way. They didn't have to turn out to be. They didn't have to attack, and they didn't have to go on the offensive and be transphobic um, and lie. Like they were just telling stories. I'm like, no, I was there. I know more than you do because I was actually there. And they wouldn't listen to me. They had it in their head already. And then what's really annoying is that like I did um, when Munir was gone, whenever he vanished, and these people were under attack, I did a lot of like stuff to undo that and to remove their curses and stuff. And God, no thanks whatsoever. Everything I did for them, they were like, "Oh, thank Munir for this," because it was a cult. So it's just cult thinking. But yeah, no, the question in general, your questions don't. I enjoy like discussing these things and talking about it. Um, what annoys me are the questions that it's like, oh, you could have Googled that, like, um, or you're just not paying attention to anything that we've been talking about. Like, those are the kinds of like, and I know it can be difficult for beginners and stuff to know what is a good question or a bad question. And I try not to be too, but like, so many of the questions that have been annoying me in the past are like the ones where people are treating me like Google is the main thing. I don't. It's like don't waste our time with trivial stuff. Let's go a little deeper. So, what are my thoughts on not magic, receiving gifts from people, and later finding out it was black magic hexes in the gifts? So not magic. I mean, a, it's a fun. I've studied a little bit. I haven't done a lot of it because it's just not really. I think it's pretty. I mean, people can make it real pretty, and I've always liked like Celtic knots and stuff, so that's always cool. Um, but basically, do you remember like how we were talking about? I think it was last week. We were talking about like sigils and how you can break a sigil down. The way you break a sigil down is also you can do the same thing with a mantra. Um, that's kind of what a knot is. Knot magic is too. It's like you're breaking your request down into okay, well, this knot represents this aspect of it, and this knot represents this aspect. And so you're just tying the knot, and by tying the knot, you're basically doing the sigil. That's um, how it breaks down. And it's not even just me trying to like chaos magic it. I've read books on not magic, and that's how it's basically described. So, um, that's what it is. And as far as like people sending black magic hexes and gifts and stuff, I mean, yeah, you can do that, and it sucks. And people suck. It's just, I would, if you think you have something like that, you either burn it or take it to flowing water and throw it in flowing water, like a river, not like a lake or a pond that's going to sit there, but in moving water so it gets washed away, or bury it at the crossroads. And then do like, cord cutting or take a cleansing bath or, whatever your tradition cleansing ritual is. Do a smoke cleanse, do whatever it is you do. But yeah, that's I don't understand all of the cursing and stuff that goes on. It's like there's a real need for cursing. Like cursing has always been like it gives power to the powerless and stuff. But for people that have actually suffered real injustice and not like petty bullshit. And the thing is, like, there isn't like don't think of it so much as a, like karma or um, just a backlash. That's not the way to look at it. I don't think of it that way. It's like, but here's a story. This really happened. This is when I was locked up, and there was a lot of people in prison like go through a religious phase, and sometimes it's real, sometimes it isn't, and sometimes it's very real, and sometimes it's not. So I was really living um, almost monastically while I was in prison at a certain point, especially towards the end of my time in there. And then there was this other guy who was constantly wanting to, but he was constantly going back and forth, and he would like flip flop to the extreme of being like a total piece of shit who used people, and then suddenly he's like, no, I'm good super Christian now and all this. And anyway, he was going through his super Christian phase, and he felt like it was really um, he needed to tell me how I was half-assing it. And then there was this other little guy who I could never tell if he was serious or if he was mentally ill. Like I mean, he came from I was kind of like traditionally Catholic and a Franciscan, and he was like evangelical, hardcore evangelical, which are like almost night and day, and we don't understand each other's theology or anything, and we would disagree on a lot of stuff, but we both acknowledged that the other one was living it, and we could see that. And so he came to my defense, and it really pissed this other guy off. And he said, so I don't remember even what he said, but the little guy was like, "Do not curse the prophet of the Lord." And he said it 3 times. Like every time that he would say something back, and he's like, "Do not curse the prophet of the Lord." And he would say something like, "Do not curse the prophet of the Lord." Anyway, the dude woke up the next day pissing blood. Um, and the moral of that story is I feel like like kind of my point is if you're cursing somebody and you're trying to curse them, not just like asking for justice and for them to decide what, who's right and who's wrong and to punish the one that ends up, but if you're actually cursing somebody and you're cursing someone who's in the right and you're in the wrong, then you have a good chance of it coming back on you. Not because of not because of karma. I think because like certain spirits and stuff are just gonna be like, you want me to attack that person? Fuck you. I'm gonna show you I'll give you the lesson that you need. So yeah, be careful with that. And that's the warning we're going to give these people that are throwing all this shit around. Like, let those who have no honor, like, just live a life without honor. Let them have no honor, no peace. Do I approve of smudging by non-natives? I found it very cleansing. No, I do not approve of smudging for non-natives because you, as a non-native, do not know how to smudge. And what you're doing is a smoke cleanse, but you do not know the actual ritual for smudging. And I don't care what you think you don't know it. It is a closed practice, and they do not teach it outside of the community. Now, there are Indians who will pass knowledge on for money, but they're usually not giving you the real thing. Or they're giving you a watered down version of it or something, because there is a difference. Like, I don't know how to smudge. I don't know. I'm not, but my stepfather's a pipe carrier, He's Navajo Zuni. And when he smudges, I can feel that. And it is a great feeling, but it's very different from the feeling I get from like your typical smoke cleanse. And so, yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, you can do a smoke cleanse, you can use sage. It's preferable if you buy it from a native supplier. Um, but you can totally use those things and do that. Just don't call it smudging, because you're not really smudging. That's a specific ritual, and you're not really doing it. And that my argument with that is the same as, like, you wouldn't, like, if there's a specific ritual that you can only learn, like, by being a member of another religion, like, even if you know the ritual, if you haven't gone through the initiations and to actually be a priest in that religion, then you're not really doing the ritual. So there are certain, like, and I know people freak out about this, but there are certain religions and practices that um, may not be closed, but can at least be. Um, you've got to be in communion and community, like, just like, you can't just go and do a Catholic mass without being a priest. You can say all of the same words. Everyone has access to the words, but you haven't been through the initiation procedures for that ritual to work. So that's what that is. And again, this isn't just with the smudging. It's like everything else. It's like, if you haven't been through, the ceremony, you're not really doing the thing. You're doing something else, and it can still be effective, but it's not going to be the exact same thing. So, um, energy harvesting is really big right now, and there are several mantras to recall your energy power back. What's a good way to take back your energy and vitality? I mean, any of it. Like, I don't usually think about stuff like that, but when I do, I just do the typical, like, I close my eyes and just I call my energy back. All energy I've sent out or has been taken from me, I call it back. And then I imagine, like, you want to have, like, something to purify it. Like, it moves through some light or some fire, and it comes, gets purified and comes back. There are different ways, like that. Then that's good for, like, just a generic thing. Sometimes you need to go back to a specific. You need to, like, in your mind, imagine you're traveling back to the incident, and then imagine you're pulling the energy back into you from that incident. You can get a better thing that way, and that can be a good spiritual practice to do. It's just to go through. Um, you might, go with, ask your guide or holy guardian angel or whatever. Just close your eyes and go to them, and then take me somewhere in my life where we need to reclaim the energy, and then just kind of let them let a scene from your life appear, and then you just kind of imagine your energy coming back to you from that. And it can be a healing practice, because usually these are not just normal daily incidents. They're usually some kind of negative or traumatic experience happened there that you're kind of recovering from. And yeah, reversals are good. I've got a couple of reversals that I do with the Angels of Omnipotence and other things. I just don't personally like cursing very much. Um, I just always feel like I don't know the full story, so I don't want to necessarily make that decision. Um, and I always have the doubt of, like, do I really know who's doing this or whatever? So you've got to push me pretty hard before I actually whip out the big guns and try to curse you. But um, it has happened, and the best way to piss me off is go after my family. Like, there's been a couple of people that I found out were cursing my wife or my dogs, And yeah, fuck that. Don't hurt my if you touch my wife, I will fuck you up. Let's just say that. Like that's not that is not that's some bullshit there to go after someone's family. You know, I'll send the you'll never get a good night's sleep again. Demons will haunt you the rest of your life. Anybody got anything else? We still got a few minutes before I need to go. Yeah, and again, I don't do that for hardly anything. Like at that point, you've made yourself so obvious and apparent, and basically, if someone has, there have been incidents where people have told me what they're doing. It's like, what the hell, no. So, and most of them don't stick around for much longer after that. So, um, but no, we're only like I've only ever done that like a couple of times. It's have I ever worked with Moloch? Just enough, like just a little bit here and there, not a whole lot. I don't work with um, I don't work with a lot of deities on any kind of regular basis. I tend to work with um, angels, angels more than anything, some demons. Um, yeah, just I don't. There's not a lot of deities that have kind of uh, caught my interest as much. Anyone else? Well, it looks like we got up to 20. It took a while. I just now noticed that. Um, oh, there was something I wanted to mention. I might end up doing. I keep saying I'm going to start on TikTok because got to grow my audience and stuff. But there's a conversation that happened recently where someone was asking, and I think it was in the Innovative Magic group. They were asking about, or just they were talking about the positivity and like how do you have to be positive? Like they believed that they needed to be positive to get results. And I've seen a couple of comments, not just on that post. I've seen a couple like in other places and before this, and someone was talking about like the gallery had taught them they needed to be positive, and I don't remember ever seeing the gallery saying you needed to be positive. Not like the kind of like they were talking about like positive all the time, like love and light and live, laugh, love all the time, and it's like no, that's toxic. That's not what anyone should be telling you. And if anyone is just trying to say that you need to be positive all the time, that's totally the wrong lesson to take. Now, it's good to be realistically optimistic, and I've seen that in the gallery books. You want to be realistically optimistic, which is to say, and in most of this stuff, when we're talking about, we're speaking in terms of with your magic. You need to be optimistic that your magic will work, and not be, pessimistic about it, saying, "Oh, well, this will never work." So no, this has a good chance of working, and that's all we mean. Which is like this has a good chance of working. I understand it might not work, and then we'll work on it from there. But there's a good chance that this is going to work, And then with the gratitude, it's just a matter of like being thankful, like, and act like, okay, well, this is going to work, and I'm thankful that it's going to work. It doesn't represent like some major shift in your attitude that you have to carry around and like with flowers and sunbeams shining out of you all the time. Like that's insanity. I don't know where. Like, and I really hope that I have never led anyone to believe that that's what I ever meant by optimism and positivity. And the gallery does have the practice where you spend a certain amount of time every day um, looking at something beautiful and feeling wealthy for living in such a beautiful world. But they're not saying that you got to do it all day. It's a set practice that you do, and it just kind of reshifts that attitude towards that healthy optimism, not a constant. And this is why I hate the high vibes. You got to raise your vibration, and I'm like that's bullshit. That's just. I'm sorry if that's like offending anybody, but it's like no one can live like that. That's not what anyone's doing. Like, especially if you've integrated your shadow, which everyone thinks you have to do shadow work and stuff. But like once you've integrated your shadow, that means that there's a certain amount of like you live your life with a certain amount of those negative feelings, but you act on them in a healthy way, in a non-destructive way. But you don't repress those feelings; you express them, and and that's why like you can tell someone who's actually done the shadow work because they're not afraid to say, fuck you, and you're an idiot or something like that, because like that you just get it, you do it, you get it out, and you work through everything. It's not like you don't hide it. um Obviously sometimes that's inappropriate, you don't want to do it that way, or whatever, but I'm like, they're not afraid. They're not afraid to hide who they are, and they simply are who they are. That's the mark of a real magician, is someone who is who they are. And if they're angry at that point, they're going to be angry. And if they're annoyed, they're going to be annoyed. But if they're happy, they're going to be happy. And the thing is, they tend to lean towards happy because most of the time they're happy. Um, yeah, and then sorry, and like you can apologize, like, okay, I'm sorry, I said that, but what you said there annoyed me. And let's talk about it. That kind of thing. It's this, and but it's being real and not pretending, or definitely not repressing, and not pretending. And um, like people talk about like Josephine McCarthy, because she comes across as like she can be a real bitch in her posts and stuff, but like because she's real and she knows who she is, and she's tired of like the bullshit. Like you guys can't even imagine. I mean, everyone has a profession. Everyone's got some negatives in their profession, but like I see a public occultist quitting on a massive scale right now. There are people like I all over TikTok and YouTube, and like for a while, even the books. No one was writing books or anything for a while. Everyone was kind of closing up, hanging up shop. And I kept listening to them talk about it. It's all the same thing. People aren't doing the work. They want us to answer. Like they come to us to answer every little question, and they never take responsibility to do the work themselves, or to even look up the research, or to do any of this stuff. And that's driving professional occultists out of the business right now. And I didn't mean for this to go that direction, but it's kind of going back to what we talked about earlier with the annoying questions. There are absolutely a lot of people who, uh, for lack of a better word, don't think for themselves, or don't want to think for themselves, or don't trust themselves to think for themselves. But most of it seems to be out of laziness. And um, anyway, we don't want to like this idea that you have to be high vibes in order to manifest is such a bullshit idea. Like, um, I mean, and really, if you start looking at the world, like look at the people who have all the wealth. These are not happy people. These are, I mean, most of them are narcissists, if not psychopaths. But that's just it, because it's really the answer to all of this is not high vibes, it's belief. And a narcissist and a psychopath, they believe in themselves to such a degree that they believe that they can bend reality and then they're going to get what they want. And you see it happening. It like, there's no reason. Like, there's some very famous public narcissists out there right now, or psychopaths in politics and in, some of the richest people in the world. And you can see they're miserable. They have a huge vacancy inside them, just an empty void that's not going to ever be filled by anything. They're not happy, positive people, but they believe in themselves to such a degree that they win and they get what they want. And that should tell you right away that this high vibe thing is nonsense, because the richest people are that are able to manifest whatever they want are awful. They're awful people doing awful things, and they're doing things that are going to get hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people killed in the long run based on their actions. So, yeah, no, there's nothing in the world that should be pointing you to being like, you've got to be high vibe to be able to be a successful manifester. So, can you suggest a spirit for increasing sex appeal or helping for a more vibrant aura? Citri is the number one I go to, and then I also have a whole book called The Filthy Grimoire. You should check it out. It's all about seduction magic. All this new AI is writing books now, crazy. So, I mean, yeah, I've seen some of those that are obviously. I haven't read any that have been AI because you can tell by the cover and the title usually, so I don't even bother. But like, for a minute there, I like say the Gallery of Magic was out writing books. Henry Archer was writing books. Corin Hargrove, Theodore Rose, and there were the Power of Magic books and stuff. And then I started writing books, and then Tristan came out shortly after me, and then it was like and we had a couple of years where things were going good with all of that, and all of a sudden everyone decided to start writing books. This was before AI came out, and they were writing them so quick, and it just got this glut of books just hit, and it was like it is like, and you could see I'm not saying that my stuff was even that high quality at first. Hopefully I've gotten better, but like, this was just bad. Like, the amount of it was in it, and just the amount of it was bad. And the thing is, like, these books don't make that much money. I've got 4 books out now, and we make like, I don't know, $1,000 a month off of them. I mean, that's fine. I'm not complaining about it. But that's just what it is. And it's like, you're not going to get rich doing this. And so it was weird to see that. And now like AI is just writing all these books for people, and like, it's sad because I want to like AI. I'm not inherently against it, but my God, people just ruining it. It's like, that's not what it was for. It shouldn't be there to write the whole damn book for you. Like, damn, like, you can use it for editing or something, but help with some of the process, but that's just insane. Yeah, but you can see, and there's just so much of it. And anyway, yeah, like, and now, like, Damon came out with his latest book, and then I think Henry Archer came out with a book, and it's like, okay, now people are starting to come back. And I'm working on it. I've actually been working on like 3 of them. I'm not sure which will actually be out first. Um, I don't know. I've got a couple of different things coming out that I'm working on, so we'll see which one ends up making it. First, but yeah, I think we're kind of getting past the like. I think a bunch of people dumped a bunch of energy into it, realized it wasn't really paying off, and now we're starting to get back to the people who care feel comfortable enough to come back into the and try some more. I don't know. That's just how it feels to me, anyway. Um, okay. We're going back to the question about like what spirit for increasing sex appeal, and Citri again is the one I'm thinking of because like specifically aura and sex appeal. That's all Citri, but you're asking for an angel, and angels don't do that as much. It's not really. You're gonna have a lot more trouble finding angels that help with that. Haniel, I guess, is about the best one you're probably going to find. Um, and I don't know if that's a. And I don't. I feel like that comes more from the religions that write about these angels than it is the angels, because the angels themselves are very sex positive. Um, I mean, I think that's what, especially in the Enochian, you see like John Dee and the wife swapping. I think if you work and take this for what it is, but like when you work with the Enochian angels, at some point they're going to push you to do something sexual that's outside of your comfort zone. Um, John Dee and Edward Kelly swapped wives. Crowley had to bottom in a gay couple, and they definitely there's an aspect of the sex of our sexuality that I feel like they feel we overly repress it, and they're going to want you to express that. So I don't feel like it's an angel thing. I think it's like a Judeo-Christian thing. Why we don't have more angels with sex powers. So and it's okay. This is just a general idea of like the kind of thing that can be annoying. I'm not actually annoyed, but I can see like this kind of thing could hit me the wrong way at some point. But like, so if I give you a spirit, and then you say, come back and say, no, Haniel, or oh, Haniel's about love. Okay, it's like, why ask if you already have the answer, or if you're not going to like the answer, just keep it to yourself. Don't, because like Haniel is about love, but it's more than just love. So, you know, that's kind of a misunderstanding of Haniel and what Haniel is. Haniel is the archangel of Venus. And Venus is more than just love; it's all of that aspect of things: beauty, romance, sex, art, truth. All that is all Venus, and to boil it down to say that Haniel is just love is um, over and oversimplification. And it's a misunderstanding of what Haniel is that archangel of Venus. So, no, Venus is all aspects because the archangel has all aspects. The intelligence has the light, fluffy side, and the spirit or demon has the darker aspects of it. But the archangel has the fullness. All right, we're getting close to the end, so if there's anyone's got any more questions, now's the time where I'm gonna do the final blessing because we've got company coming over in half an hour. Anyone else? Okay. Let eternal beings sustain us, preserve us in life, and bless us. Bless us with wisdom, that we may speak the speech of God. Call all the spirits of the heavens to regard us, guide us, and bless us. Give us love, pleasure, healing, glory, treasure, peace, and the secret joy of God. May he who sits upon the holy throne of God establish us and enthrone us in heaven. Let us govern the earth with unconquerable power. Balto, Zirnon, Zomednon, Ta'aog, Od, Lopnon, Lopnon, Gahuakma, Enonon, Lagod, God, Zakar, Ga Yadan, Madriax, Zomd, Non, Pirnon, Od Lopnon, Olagnon, Bliorb, Vereb, Pu, Soabom, Balt, Pox, Olayad, Veoan, Avavago, Yad, Zir, Ias, Asad, Yada, Adam, Lil, Kisnan, Odd Pier, Non To Madriax, Odd Pier, Non Chaos, Some Ta Og. All right. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Um, Thank you for spending your Memorial Day weekend with me. And remember on Etsy, my Etsy store, and you can see I have my link tree in the description. You can go there to find the Etsy store and to find all my other places as well. But we're out on Etsy. We are having a 25% off sale. Everything except the 2 hypnosis tracks is on sale for 25% off. So yeah, go check that out, and that will continue on for the rest of the day today and throughout Monday, and then I'll be over on Tuesday. So yeah, check that out, and yeah, I'll check out everything else on the link tree for all of my other links, my website, the groups that I talk about in here and stuff like that. It's all in there. So have a happy Memorial Day, and have a good summer as we get into the summer months. All right. Bye bye.